Welcome back to another episode of A Record of My Father. Here today is my dad, and I'm trying not to sneeze right now. Oh, geez. But what are
Sneeze
we talking
face.
about today?
I think we're talking about you sneezing while you're on screen.
Oh, there it
Oh
is.
my God. The show is totally destroyed.
Oh, that's bad.
Destroyed. Oh, what do you say if you're an atheist and you sneeze? You
Oh,
can't say God bless. You have to say,
you say Bussy?
uh, you say, you say,
Oh, three in a row. Jeez.
you
Here we
say,
are.
give
How
it up for
often
Einstein.
Einstein's you ever go to Einstein's Bagels? Not really great.
No, no, I don't. Uh, they make their, they
God.
microwave the eggs and they're real big, puffy, all that, and they're just not, nah,
I don't
don't
like
like it.
microwaved eggs. It's not a fan. Not a
Yeah,
fan
it's,
of that. The bagel though, I had a cheddar jalapeno bagel. It was really,
yeah,
really good.
yeah. Wow.
Jeez. God, I cannot stop
So you
sneezing.
did you hear that, Einstein? Einstein users,
We want
if
corporate
you want to chime
sponsorship.
in. Oh,
We want
also,
corporate
did you
sponsorship.
ever get anything on that message you were talking about that we had answered here? Were you able to
Oh, I
reply?
forgot.
Yes. That's why he's the executive producer.
Yep. Because I forgot. I can
Yes.
pull it up right now, maybe. Should I pull it up right now?
Yeah, let's talk about the question.
I
I
can't
like that.
minimize. I can't minimize it when I'm recording.
Oh, so you can't.
God. Oh, this is
Hi,
bad.
my name's Zach. I can't do anything.
I can't do anything because I'm sneezing all the time. Jeez,
What are you
dude.
sneezing? What's in there?
LA is notoriously dusty because of
Dusty?
the pollution,
Well, you're probably having a whole lot of pollen there now too, right?
from the palm trees.
Yeah, you're right. You don't get that. We get like a cloud. We get a cloud of yellow here in another week or so. And
Yeah.
right now it's freaking gorgeous. Everything is popping here. And I have like probably, let's say conservatively 150 azaleas, maybe
Oh well.
as big as 8, 9 feet. And they're just like teeming with starting to pop right now. So usually their peak is last week in May, first week in last week in April, first week in May. And it's just and then I have all these other things that are colorful. And I'm a big flower guy and color and all that because it kind of, whatever that says.
How's the yard looking these days?
Oh my God, I'll send you a picture. It's great. We talk about the beauty of spring, and it's like I must say that it kind of lights me on fire because
Yeah.
you come from the winter doldrums, and maybe we can change the topic of this and talk about how we feel and how life just kind of like regenerates in the spring, and you see it. We're due for like cicada march on here, like
Again? We
a
had it like two
double
years
or
ago.
a double or a triple. They're all coming at the same time.
It was about 2 years ago, I
Uh,
think, was the last one, right?
yeah, well, it's supposed to be every 17 years, and what happened was that that one was from one, of course, 17 years ago, but they're every couple of years there's offsprings, and then evidently there's super cicada this summer.
Oh well.
There's supposed to be big, huge number, which is great for the birds. And it'll make them fat, which is good. And but other than that, it seems like we had a mild winter. We had a lot of rain, so everything is just loving it. And also, I'm cutting. People tell you not to cut your lawn. I mean, you can cut it higher, like about 4 inches, and then it lets all the flowers underneath bloom and show. So I got bees everywhere, which is I'm scared to death of bees, and I'm allergic to bees. So that's why I'm trying to draw them to my yard, because I'm stupid.
I haven't seen a
But I love
bumblebee in years. When was the last time you saw a
really
bumblebee?
like 20 minutes ago.
Really? I haven't seen one.
Yeah, and I saw one in the house that the big giant yellow ones about this big,
I
yellow
remember that
jacket,
one,
but a
getting
fat
in
one.
the back room. Remember that?
Well,
They
we're
kept
having them now. They're coming in again. I don't know where they're coming from. We've chased them out, and
There was 7 or 8 of
they're
them in
big.
the back TV room.
If they're small, it's okay, but the big ones, me, and then outside there's quite a few. So they're everywhere. They're
You know what was
literally
weird?
everywhere.
I had a dream last night about me living in the house that I grew up in, but with 5 other guys. It was
Really?
strange. It was like,
Where they sleep, there's
and I
only
was
three.
yeah, it didn't make any sense. I was renting. I was renting
Oh,
from some landlord, but it
okay. We're
wasn't
gonna rent
you
you.
because I was like 40 or 50. It was strange. Made no sense.
Oh my God. That's kind of scary,
It
dude.
was odd. It was
Yeah.
not great. I
Wow.
woke up. I said, shook myself away. Ah. Scary.
Well, was the landlord at least a hot-looking woman or something?
I hope so. I don't know.
Oh, you don't
I
remember?
think it was fromage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fromage was a cat. You were
yeah.
renting from a cat.
Yes.
Okay. Now that right away, I'm just,
It was a cat with a monocle.
I love cats with monocles.
A cat with a monocle and a ledger that it carries around under its armpit.
Okay, did he have a cigar
Yes,
like
course.
the Monopoly guy
Of course he did.
with the tall hat
Without a doubt.
and the tall hat, the tall dark
The
hat?
doll hat with the ribbon on the side.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
he had the
Purple ribbon.
oh my God, I'm loving this cat. I want to and his name is Fromage. Okay.
Scrooge McFromage.
Scrooge McFromage.
Yep.
And he had the big shoes, the big feet. He flodded along, and then
Oh yes.
the
And then
cat has 4 paws. So was he walking on 4s or on 2s?
twos, of course.
Because what's his name? Who does 2s? Like
Scrooge McDuck.
Puss in Boots.
Oh yeah, he does. He does do that.
Puss in Boots is a double. Just a walk in your. These boots are made for walking. So really,
You know what I've always wanted to do is
what?
Is have the candle.
Sneeze?
Man, I sneezed like 8 times in this podcast.
We're
We're gonna lose half our
chew.
listeners on this one.
Chew. Go.
But what is the one with the the candle holder when Scrooge McDuck is wearing? He has the candle holder with the slippers.
I love that.
And then the blue robe, the blue.
He wears the robe
nightgown,
over his head, and then the really
and then
old one.
the hat, the blue hat as well.
Yeah.
With
Are you saying you want that for your birthday?
I want to look like that. I just want to wear that all the time.
I thought I bought you that? I didn't.
No,
Okay.
that is the one thing.
Note to self for Zach's birthday.
Scrooge
I'm writing it down
McDuck.
right now.
If I could just
Zach's.
become Scrooge McDuck.
Well, I started to do it. I remember I started to do this like 2 years ago because you brought this up,
Yeah.
and your mother said that is stupid.
I've been I've been bringing this up for I think 7 or 8 years at this point.
But no, I was going to go buy it, and she was like, "That is stupid," and I was like, I didn't have anything to refute that. I mean, how do you I mean, I understand that most of us pick someone smarter than us, and I did. And so when they look at you and they go, "That is stupid," she wasn't in a mean way. It was just that is stupid, and I was like, yeah, you're right." And I didn't have a comeback. And it's like for me, the loudmouth who could talk about anything, it's like when
well, shit.
well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. You ever think about how he can turn liquids into solids? Because Scrooge McDuck, because he dived into a what was it, like a vat of coins, and the coins turned into liquid because he was able to swim in this large
swim through them.
Yeah,
kind of like
an alchemist.
No, I was thinking more like a hamster.
I don't know. I hope he's doing well. I hope
or
he's
like a guinea
right.
pig. Maybe like a guinea pig.
Do you think that
Felipe, you have to eat the guinea pig.
the ghosts changed
When's
him?
the last time I heard that?
That has been a long time. What was that? When did you go to Peru?
2007.
2007.
So what is it now?
Really? That's incalculable. That's crazy.
I went to Peru. I went to the next year, 2008. I went to where was it?
Torres
del Paine
Yeah.
and Fitzroy, which are the southern part of Chile and Argentina. So really,
That's not even Patagonia.
It's really
right?
Patagonia. It is Patagonia.
Oh, it is Patagonia. Okay.
When you go to Patagonia, those are the 2 places you go, and generally you go to each one separately.
Yeah.
If you go to them together, it's a hoof between the 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to El Chaltén, which is where you go to Fitzroy, and it's just beautiful. It's crazy looking to see it, and to see like the Wanakas, which are like little tiny ostriches running all over the side, and just really kind of cool looking stuff. Just weird, beautiful stuff. And your view of everything goes on forever.
Mm-hmm.
A little Africa-esque if you're on a mountain, as long as you're not in a jungle. Because if you're in a jungle in Africa, you can see like 6 feet. But, if you're on a mountain, you can see out into the distance. Like if you're in Kenya and you get on a mountainside, you can see 100 miles. I think it's
Mm.
weird because yeah, I mean, you're in LA. How far can you see if you look out your window, if you didn't look at the ocean, if you looked anywhere else? Because you have no idea how far it is in the ocean.
4 feet, about
I mean, you
four
can
and a
see
half
across
feet.
the street, you can
Yeah.
see up the side of the hill. When you come into like San Francisco and you land, you see like the bowl that you land in. In Denver, it's like you just see for a long, long way.
Denver's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah,
Denver,
you
you
can
can see
see. Think about when you see to the mountains and how they go up in the air and all that, and that's really cool.
you can see to Chicago from Denver. You know that?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I just made that up.
Yeah.
Sounds
Well,
real though.
sounds plausible
Sound right?
to
It
us.
does.
Well, they're right
It's
next to
really
each other. They're
flat.
like 2 inches apart on the map. So,
That's true.
I mean, depending upon the size of the
You
map.
know, it's only like a 2 hour drive from Denver to Las Vegas. Isn't that
Really?
insane? Yeah, it's really, really close.
Why would that be insane?
I don't know.
That'd be crazy, but it wouldn't be insane.
That'd be
Insanity would
in
be
crazy.
talking about the
Oh,
distance
we
of
were going to
something
talk
in terms
about
of inches on a map.
how you choose books, right?
Oh, yeah, that's
That was
right.
what
That was
this
the
was going to be
topic.
about.
Is that what we said this was? I thought we
I
were going to talk about spring.
No, it's about spring now. I could be
Spring is
about
so
anything.
beautiful.
It is.
I've hanging all my I've hung most of my bird nests. We had a bird come in and land on the front porch. I took the wife's car cover off, wrapped it up, dropped it on the front porch,
Yeah.
and then we're having the house painted. So as the guys come to paint the house, there's a bird on the front porch. We're moving the bench that the car cover was on. Well, oops, a bird is put its nest in there. It didn't have babies yet, but it started building its nest and flew out, and we tried to save it, blah, blah, blah. And, now it's gone. But
Oh.
it was, oh,
Oh. Ruining the birds, dude.
yeah, we're doing that. The little starlings or wrens, or it was probably more, I'm not quite sure, barn wrens, whatever they are, whatever
What's the
lives
small
in.
brown one that makes the really
That's a wren.
annoying?
Absolutely.
I don't know if that is a wren.
Well, I do, and
It
it
makes
is.
you sure?
Yeah.
You sure? But it makes that annoying noise in the
Chickadee-dee-dee.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's a chickadee. And that's the little black capped. You know what I mean? It's got like a little, look at me.
Yeah,
See?
sorry.
Where it comes down to a point on your nose.
Yeah.
And it's like a little black cap. And it's got a black chest. It's got white around the neck. That's a chickadee. And they make the noise, chickadee-dee-dee.
I'm thinking of something else. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
And there's tufted titmouses, nuthatches.
It's called Browning. Browning something.
Browning? That's
Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I don't know.
Oh no, I was thinking about the Browning automatic. Look at we
That also
you're
makes
thinking about
noise.
authors, and I'm thinking about weapons, and
That also
I think we're
makes
just a little crazy here.
What was the book you picked up recently? What was that?
Oh God, it was braids of flowers or something like that. It was a New York Times bestseller.
They're all New York Times
bunch of
bestsellers.
essays, and I read it because Amazon sent it to me and said, "Hey, this is a book you have all this money or points or giveaway or free crap. Here, you get a free book. Come order this." And then it's not free because it's free if you get it on their electronic platform, which I don't have. The wife does, and I don't like to read books like that. I like a piece of paper that I can read them. I like a book. I don't know about you.
What does
you like
that mean?
books?
I don't know.
Well, she has the Kindle.
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm not a. I know Kindle is better and faster and more efficient and easier and all that kind of stuff.
No, I don't like screens. I don't like doing screens.
Yeah, I like the book itself.
Because when you finish the last page and you put it down and then you burn it, it's just the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
A good book burning never really hurt anybody.
Yeah. Well, I think you burn them after you read them, not before.
Oh,
after,
that's
okay.
Course. Before, I've done it before, and it's not easy.
I think the problem that we have with today is people are trying to burn them before they read them.
Yeah, you need to burn them after.
They hear something on the news that there's one single line of objectionable, whatever it is, in some book on page 187, and they're all totally freaked out that their 9-year-old will read that and, get some crazy idea.
Did you ever read
that people have sex?
The Arrow?
Well, oops. I guess they do.
Yeah, no way. No way. Yeah. That doesn't happen. But Areopagitica by John Milton was great. That was back in the 1600s when there was
really?
There's going to be a book ban in England, and he said, "No, we can't do that. Why would we disallow people to explore other opportunities in life that they'll never experience? Why would you ever do that?" And that was his main argument, and he won against the entire government. It's crazy.
Wow.
Areopagitica, go read it.
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
Really, really good. It's his case for non book banning.
Wow.
That's still relevant, isn't it? It's crazy.
Oh my God. It's sad that when you look at the Florida banning and stuff like that, that that came about, that people are using something under the guise of protection. It's just like recently, the woman, the Palestinian valedictorian from USC, they said we're worried about security, right? And have you ever heard that infamous statement from Ben Franklin? If you uh, if you take away liberty, she's a valedictorian of the school and she's going to have a speech. She happens to be Palestinian, and she would certainly say pro-Palestinian things, which would piss people off. A lot of people protested and said, "No, no, we don't want to have her. She'll say something about how horrible Israel is or something like, and they got really pissed off. They pressured the management, and the management, first time ever in the history of USC. This is your state, dude.
Yeah.
They took a person who was speaking out, a valedictorian of all people.
That's pretty. That's
Yeah,
bad.
that's really bad.
That's
And
really
and it's
bad.
like, okay, so because and they said, you know what they said? They said it was for security because everybody was having bomb threats and they were going to kill people and all this other stuff like that. And then you're like, and then Ben Franklin, man, I for some reason I just saw this meme, and maybe that's the reason I did, is if you try to what is it? What is the Ben Franklin thing? It's
I
about
have no idea.
people that pursue security and usual and in the absence of liberty usually lose liberty. I mean, for the reason of liberty, usually lose both.
Oh, that's great. I like that.
Yeah, it's a wild. That's really freaking shittily paraphrased, but yeah. But it's like, yeah, if you're trying to get liberty and give liberty to the freedom of speech, and you're taking it away because people are frightened, well, guess what? You lose both. You lost
Yeah,
liberty, and you're not getting really secure because
I see where you're
then
going.
everybody just realizes that they can just that well, hell, let's just protest. We're going to protest. We're going to threaten to kill everyone there. We're going to bomb everybody. We're going to do that. I think what it is they threaten to take their money away, and that is what moves people.
Well, it's
It's sad.
also I forgot that having opinions was wrong. Like I
Yeah,
forgot that when people have opinion, man, I remember at UVA when I was there during the pandemic. I don't know if they were trying to kill him or what have you, but Mike Pence came and did a
yeah,
speech, and everybody was protesting it and saying that he shouldn't come. And it's like, who are you to say that
but he did,
somebody?
right?
Yeah,
But he did.
he did. Yeah, yeah. They didn't
But
take
he
him off the
did.
docket. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah.
I actually, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not anything. But it's just like knowing that he has the freedom to say whatever he wants in the face of people that are claiming violence against him, and they still
Mhm.
didn't take him off the docket means that having an opinion in America is still an option, which I enjoyed.
That's in
Yeah.
Virginia. That's my state. Your state, California.
Yeah, I
Uh,
moved. When you move, you're no longer from the state that you were born in.
you're
That's how
no
that
longer
works.
from Virginia.
No,
You are
I'm no
now a
longer. No.
Californian. So that means that USC, your state,
Yeah, I
sucks
know.
ass.
I
That's what I
know.
would say. They suck ass. We need to say what's wrong with that. I mean,
Well,
you
what
do
was
not.
the?
They remove somebody. Well, I understand a controversial opinion. I also understand something when someone is actually just going up there and telling lies and spreading them.
Yes.
Now,
Okay. Yeah. Very
now
different. Very different.
yeah,
That's no longer
I
an
mean,
opinion.
there's lots of things. Or what if people are going up there for the sole reason to say, "Hey, we need to kill all people over 6'1"
Yeah, you lose the freedom of speech
because
when you are claiming
those
genocide.
people are taller than me, and I want to be the one that gets all the jars off the top shelf. So they need to all be killed. And so we need to have speeches at universities, and it's like, okay, when you're controversial, so they bring you in. If you have an opposing viewpoint, that's okay. But if you have a viewpoint that's just a lie, I mean, well, what about the election? What about the last election that
Well, I don't know what he spoke about, so I have no
I
idea.
don't either. I don't either,
So you can't really proclaim that he's lying about anything when you have no
Yeah.
idea what the
Well,
content of the
usually they'll
speech
they'll
was.
they'll pre-submit, or you'll look at the last bunch of speeches they've done, but she's a valedictorian. She doesn't do speeches. She's a student. and now they're doxing
That's
another
even
dude.
worse. That's
They
way
did that.
worse.
They did that when the Palestinians
Not
were
even a public figure.
right, not a public figure, and that's what's even horrible.
And
It's
she
like
paid to go to that school. She
right, and
paid to
she made
go
it
to that
to the
school.
top of the class, and she was selected by everybody in her class and teachers to be the valedictorian. And then the
Well, that's bad.
administration, in conjunction with the local police.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's making a statement right there.
Yeah, no, that tells you that that is abso-freaking long, and that
Yeah,
tells you that
it's
the strength of those that oppose Israel is amazingly big. It's huge.
mhm.
You know, I mean, you see it all over the LinkedIn, and like, people don't want to say anything negative because the backlash is horrible.
What happened to LinkedIn being a business platform? It seems like it's a
It's gone to
cesspool
hell.
now.
I
It's
mean,
a
that's a
cesspool now, man. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's a lot of Facebook stuff. It's a lot of people that are talking about their next step in life
It's like the
because
new,
their
yeah.
daughter died. I've had 3 deaths in my family, and my mother did this, and now I'm getting a new job. It's like, okay, that's great.
People like to overshare because people lead meaningless lives, and we all do, I think, to some degree or another, because we
Well,
consume the time with trying to be self-interested and interested by other people, and then making those other people interested in us.
as the biggest narcissist that I am one of those, and I think that a lot of it is the meat. Look at me, you know.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
lot of it
definitely,
is look how
without a
great my
doubt.
life is. Look how wonderful things are. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. To some degree, and then at some point, it's like, hey, you should think this way. And then I'm just trying to think about the reasonings that I would think that I would post something. Uh, I mean, a lot of times it's sort of like I'm happy because, and I want to share it with the people that are in a group because I have people that tell me that they want to see where I'm going, so it can give them ideas for where they should go. And then there's a couple people in the group that go to a lot of places, and I'm always jealous of them, and they tell me they're jealous of me, and I'm like, no, no, you go there, and I was like, well, no, but you went there, and I'm like, no, but you went there, no, but you went, and it's kind of like, so I don't know if that's more of a little competitive there and so I don't know. There's a lot of things, a lot of different things that you want to post, and I mean, for me, it's like whether or not I mean, there's a fair amount on there that make no sense at all to me, you know, and it keeps you interactive, or you feel. I think you feel like you're connected when you're not.
Pseudo, yeah, it's pseudo
Yeah, you're not really
connectedness.
connected. I mean, it's like when Facebook uses the term friends and you haven't physically seen the person like in person
In 10 years.
30,
Oh,
then
oh wow.
then I think that that's not real. You
No,
know,
it's not at all.
if you don't ever call them, if you don't have their home number, I mean, how many people on Facebook that are your friends do you have their home phone number? And if you don't have their home or their cell, and if you don't have that, then well, maybe they're not.
Do you remember the home phone? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that thing? Wow.
Yeah, that used to be. That's funny. 703-494-4471. That's the one in the house I grew up at.
Do you know the dodo bird still exists too?
Yeah.
I learned that the other day.
When we started the
That
first
blew
business,
my freaking mind. I thought it was
hold
dead.
it. It still exists. What do you mean?
It still
Where?
exists. It's like this big. It's like this big.
No.
Oh, not the dodo bird. The kiwi. The kiwi. Sorry.
Okay, the
The,
kiwi makes sense, but I
the
haven't
kiwi
seen it.
bird is still alive. Not the dodo. Dodo's dead. The kiwi though. The kiwi is still alive. It's this big.
Yeah, it's a
Still.
little fruit and it grows on a tree and it's got a
No,
bunch of
no, no.
seeds.
It has a long beak like this,
What's
and
its
it's
name?
still alive.
Is
I'm
it
not
really
even
a
kidding.
kiwi?
It's a kiwi. It's called a kiwi bird.
There's another bird that's got a long beak like that.
That's a kiwi
That's
bird.
short and fat and walks with 2 little feet.
That's a kiwi bird. Kiwi and
What a,
dodo are
what a, what a, what a,
similar.
what a, what a, what a,
The
what a.
dodo though
Does it
is
make the noise?
dead.
What a, what a, what a, what a.
That's
No.
exactly what that's exactly what the noise
What a, what a,
makes.
what a, what a, what a.
When
Do
I
you
learned
like
that,
that
I
actually?
nearly I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, what a
What a,
world
what
we're
a,
living in.
what a.
It looks exactly like that. Spot on. You know what I want to read is no, no, I don't. I
You're
tried
gonna have to
reading.
point to that in the summary and see your dad's
We're clipping that. That's
what
getting
is
clipped.
that? Interpretation or what do you call it when you're making a
Impersonation.
impersonation of a kiwi bird?
Yeah, that sounds good. I wonder.
Okay.
I think they're in Australia or
Yeah.
something. I think they were from the uh the
Yeah.
dodo bird, maybe. It's something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw a
of course.
roadrunner
Kiwi's
the
got
other
to
day
be
too.
Kiwi's New Zealand.
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand
Nah, you're right. You're
New
right.
Zealand or Australia.
You're definitely right about that.
It's got to be one of those.
What
Absolutely.
was what was the other thing I was gonna say? I can't remember.
Yeah.
What are you reading now? I'm reading a William Burroughs
I have to finish
biography.
this. I'm now like I took a walk the other day and I started talking about the importance of living with someone and how the philosophy in it makes me think. And it's just such a freaking hard read. You read 2 pages and it's like I'm not that shocked or intelligent or whatever you call it, but it's like I go into it and it's hard to like grasp that you have to read it, you have to reread it, then you reread it again to get the sense that it's oh yeah, that's what they mean. And it's like but it's so it sticks with you. I mean, it's like I think about the books that I've read in the past that stick with me and how you select a new book. And that as being the topic here, which is we were going to talk about, well, how do you pick a book? And him and I were talking about it earlier, saying, well, I pick it by the cover. And I said, I usually go to the back and I read the summary. And if the summary grabs me, I pick up the book.
The
And
summary
the Amazon,
always is not
yeah,
reliable for me for
yeah.
some reason. I don't know why it is. It's just never reliable enough for me to get the pros. Because nowadays the authors that are churning these books
What
out
is the
are just
picture here?
bad. Look at that
Look
guy.
at the dude. Look at the dude.
He's from like 1910, 1920, right? That
39.
was
That's a picture of him 39 in China,
39. Chinese?
communist China, right before Mao took it,
Was that Sino-Japanese Wars, dude?
right before the uh uh Hitler. This is right before Hitler invaded Poland. That's when this was.
So this was before the Pacific.
And he's talking about
The Sino-Japanese
how
Wars.
Americans are, how Europeans are, how I mean he just classes you all together.
That might
South
be interesting,
American
actually.
people, African people, and it's like, and he throws all these like, uh, when you're not supposed to generalize about people because
Stereotypes. You're talking about, yeah.
probably 30% of the population isn't that way. There's just maybe 51% are or something like that. So that means everybody is, but he goes through and he makes some of those generalizations, which is funny, and then he takes them apart, and it's really kind of wild, and just the different things, and just you can see this dude, and this dude, I should say his name is Lin Yutang, and it made me think of what is those 10 guys that fight war that you and I used to Mortal Kombat. Remember Yutang?
Oh, that was a guy. That was a guy. You're
Yeah,
right.
that was it.
Wow.
I think they named the book. I think they named that character from this guy from the
I
book.
can't imagine where else they would have gotten him from.
I mean, my God, I was just like, whoa, that's
yeah,
cool.
because he was I remember that. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
it's not the
funny,
Yutang
actually.
clan, which we all know
No.
that.
What was the
Is it Jizza?
I can't imagine if he wrote that book
He's
4
not in
years
it,
after
but
39 when the Sino-Japanese wars were going on. That
wow.
would have been crazy. I wonder he would have had a completely different interpretation on the world.
Yeah, probably so.
I don't
Well, I
think
don't
he
know.
would have.
He might have thought.
When were maybe that? Wait, let's see. What? Give me a year. When was the first Sino-Japanese war?
I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see.
I
Let's
cut
see.
my.
Real
I
quick.
cut my. I've been cutting my
When
thing
was
off
the
because of
first
the interference that we get. Oh no, I
world
didn't.
Japanese war?
I thought that
Oh
was.
wow, that was way earlier.
I thought it was
1894. So he did.
yeah.
Oh wow.
The
When was this?
Japanese
When was
did the
second
China
one?
thing.
When was the second?
37.
Maybe I'm thinking the second one then.
37 to 45.
Is
So
it the second one?
book,
Okay,
yeah,
the second one. The second one is what I
1937.
was thinking of.
This book was
So he
written.
did write that book during then. That's funny that he chose to write
When
the
was
importance of living 2 years after the second one.
Okay, it was
That's wild.
it was written just before because it was copyrighted in 1937.
So no, that was at the very end of the
Beginning
second
this
one.
37
The second
to
one. Oh,
No,
it's
37 to
37
45 was
out
the
of
war.
45.
That's when the Japanese,
Wow.
remember when they went into
I can't remember dates to save
China
my
and they
life.
killed 300,000 people in a month.
Yeah.
And I think they used like
the
2
rape of
bullets.
Nanking. You
Yeah.
had the U.S. government go there too. Who was the guy? Who was the? Oh, I know his name.
Oh my God.
I know his name too.
Uh,
I can't think of it
it
right
was
now.
not Bob Johnson.
No, but then they
MacArthur.
forced out, and they forced the
Blackjack Pershing, MacArthur, both of
didn't
those guys.
yeah, MacArthur's who I'm thinking of, and then they
Yeah.
forced the
Yeah.
Chinese into, or was it the
Do you
Japanese into
do you
Taiwan?
look at
Yeah,
the pipe that
they
he's
forced it.
smoking?
That thing's awesome. Opium
MacArthur
pipe.
had a pipe too.
Is that an opium pipe?
No, it's
No.
I don't know if this guy was always, but MacArthur had a very similar pipe and looked very, I don't know, maybe that was something that was going on then. Who
What,
knows?
opium? Opium was huge then.
Yeah, but I mean the whole thing, but the Japanese
Opium.
were just
Yeah, they forced them onto Taiwan after that.
on a
At the end of
ruthless,
that,
yeah, on a very
yeah,
ruthless nature
they
that
were very.
many times worse than the Germans.
Oh
You know,
God, yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
but the expeditiousness which would they kill people and
Oh, it
the
was bad.
abject cruelty just seemed. I mean, I don't know. If you kill somebody, you kill them, but whether or not you torture them for months and then kill them or whatever, I don't know.
Nationalism, I think, is a very
Yeah.
powerful structure and ideology that
Well,
led to that.
it's the reason that you never give your enemy a name. It's a reason you don't, that everybody calls them dogs and animals and creatures
Well, I mean,
because,
we do that as well.
when
The
you
Americans have
you
always
need
done
to,
that.
what do you call it? Dehumanize them. I mean, that's, if you think about it, otherwise you're murdering a fellow human, and that seems totally murder.
Yeah,
But
we
if you're
think about
shooting
it.
a dog that's rabid, that's okay. It just so happens that it's a human, but your idea is that you're going to believe in your head that it's this, that, or the other.
Exactly.
Man, that's not in the book, but
The tactics. No,
we've
the book
really,
is very lighthearted
yeah,
for what was going on at that. That's
yeah.
why I'm very surprised. I mean, when
It
you have
is,
to look
it's
at that yourself.
before. It's truly before. I think he wrote this before, in between the two.
37 was kind of, but he knew that was going to happen at some point. Because if
Well,
it came
it
out in
said it didn't
well, he
happen
probably,
until
yeah, because
Imperial Japan didn't
theoretically.
start to go into China until 1937.
But even at that
Okay.
time, you had the Boxer Revolution. You had
No, that was in
Taiping.
1900.
What about the Taiping Revolution?
Boxer was 1901.
Taiping was right before the CCP took over, if I remember.
Taiping? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Because those guys were wild.
What
When
did
was
they
the
do?
Taiping one?
How's
That
it
might have
spelled?
actually been right after the Qing Dynasty fell.
Uh,
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. It's all scrambled. All the dates and events are scrambled.
Taiping Revolution,
When was that? 18?
1850.
Oh, 1850.
That's
What am
way
I
different.
thinking of?
It ended in 1854. I mean,
There's another one that I'm
1864.
thinking of. When was the Boxer
And
one? That was like closer,
that was
right?
1900, 1901,
There we go.
1903.
We're closer there. Yeah.
No,
We're
but the
getting
Japanese
closer.
was 37 to 45.
Well, you have a book being born out of a country falling apart and then being
I mean, the way we
restructured.
ended it, the way that whole war ended was nuclear weapons dropped on Japan.
When was this?
45. That's when the bombs were dropped.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it ended. That's
Oh,
when
in
they
Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
That's crazy. Oh, well, we have actually a couple minutes here. I'm glad
I was
grabbed
going
that.
to say not a lot of time to rehash whether or not we should have dropped nuclear weapons or not.
And whether to rehash if I can remember anything chronologically. But
Yes.
here we are.
You can't.
No,
It's
not
that
really.
UVA education.
I know it's bad.
You should have gone to ODU. You know we do.
I would have been
Overdose
wasting
University. Oh, but you did go. You did. You did go to Northern Virginia Community College.
I know.
But we all know the N stands for knowledge.
That's true. It does. I was born out of that thing. All right. So we're gonna wrap up here. Thank you to
we
our
still
listeners.
don't know what the hell we talked about, did we?
Thank you to our listeners. We appreciate you guys.
You're going to find out that the answer to that question. Will you do that? And we promise that we will post
it. I will do that.
That's our.
I'm gonna write that
our
down.
Goal. Yes.
And then next week we'll say, "Did you see it?" And I will say no.
You say I forgot.
I'm gonna look it up right after this.
Okay.
All right. So thank you guys again. Q&A section in the below on the Spotify. Rate us.
Yeah, please send questions because we won't answer them.
We're also reaching a milestone on our viewership as well. I think it's about 900 to 1,000
million
views.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
overall, yeah, spanning.
Wow.
So that's great.
Joe, we're coming for you.
We're gonna.
We got you in our sights, man. I know you got like 107 million. Piss on you. We're gonna take you out. That's it.
300 more episodes.
Run away, man. Run away from those who will take you away.
All right, be easy, everybody.